So, Blumhouse has made things like the Oscar-nominated Whiplash, they shook up the culture with Get Out earlier this year, so what better way to wrap up the year than with a Groundhog Day knockoff? But they're just gonna call it a spiritual successor for copyright reasons. Now, chances are you saw this over Blade Runner 2049, which truly deserves a proper explanation video, but this isn't one of those. So let's spoil this movie and make some jokes. So, we get introduced to Tree, who used to be Emma Stone's roommate in La La Land and then realized how expensive LA was, so now she's back in school. After a night of intense Bible study, she wakes up in Eric Foreman's dorm, completely drunk off the Holy Spirit. Now, this specific day just so happens to be her birthday, which she shares with her mom, who sadly passed away on that same day years ago. But on the bright side, it's also the day that the cup of noodles was invented. Obviously, due to this tragedy, it makes sense for Tree to despise birthdays, but yet she herself sets this alarm on her phone. You're probably wondering why In the Club isn't the ringtone, since that was the one that they had in the trailer, and simply put, it was too expensive. And considering Blumhouse only gives you a pack of gum and a baby mask for a budget, they had to create this. Even better for Blum is that the movie literally just repeats itself over and over again. So we see Tree continue waking up, going through the same process, being a Regina George to everyone around her as she gets Edged of Tomorrow over and over again. Now, if you didn't pick up the clues in the trailer, the killer is her roommate, aka Matthew Modine's daughter, who is an 11. In an earlier script, her and the teacher/doctor were actually in cahoots because they were in a relationship, but they decided to slash that out and just focus on this chick's jealousy and her poison cupcake. Of course, Tree has to watch her calories so she doesn't always eat the cupcake, and thus you get all of these elaborate plans that this Navi over here has to find out, like hiring a killer from a hospital she works at and giving him a baby mask. Now, I just want to point out that I've seen wildcats, I've seen bulldogs, I've even seen pirates, but never have I ever seen a baby as a mascot. Interestingly enough, the mask was actually made by the dude who made the OG Ghostface mask for Scream, and I guess to tie it into the director, he at one point stated that he was about to have his first kid, so maybe subconsciously the film is about his fear of becoming a father and wanting to relive his youth before moving on. A theme that I would say is all throughout the movie and where people have to grow up. You have the stalker boyfriend who has to accept that he's gay, the nice guy who finally is able to get the girl, the father who finally reconnects with his daughter, and a fling that needs to get cut off in order for them to be able to grow. Or else, like a deleted scene shows, the wife was actually supposed to come and kill her at the end, but yeah, test audiences didn't like that. But there's one thing that never really got answered, and so we have to guesstimate until the sequel, and that's, why was she reliving the same day? Maybe this Groundhog Day curse is something that's passed down from generation to generation. Perhaps Tree's mom was looking from up on the branches and was disappointed in her daughter, thus magically caused this specific day to happen over and over again until she changed her ways. Or maybe there's something deeper, something rooted, something about the environment. Is it a coincidence that her nickname is Tree? Is it implied that our actions are what keep killing our environment and that we're running out of time to save it, to stop Tree from getting chopped down? Every time she gets killed, those bruises stay with her, just like Mother Earth keeps eroding. In fact, consider the first girl she runs into, who she repeatedly ignores, a girl whose main focus is to help the Earth. And it's not until that petition is signed that Tree is able to sprout to the next day. I'm just kidding with you. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any other movies from 2017 that you want me to explain that have come out in the past, definitely let me know. I'll try to cover them as much as I can. If there's any TV shows, if there's anything, I guess, in music that you want me to cover, let me know down below in that little section where you can type in text and then be able to post it. But until next time, just remember that sometimes to love someone, you gotta be a stranger.